Holy Spirit, we wait on you this morning. God, I pray that you would take my message and push it aside and give your message. Father, we just pray for your will this morning. And I pray for your freedom in this place. Lord, we pray for your blessing. God, let your will be done. Lord, I cast out all vain imaginations this morning. Make room for your holy word that can be so hard to grasp sometimes. God, I pray that you would just make it plain. Bring clarity and confirmation to everyone in this place, God. And the chains that were broken this morning, I pray that you would teach us how to walk. I pray that you would rise us back up, that you, Jesus, would rise us back up, that you would help us back up, help us back to the new being that you want us to be. Father, we just humble ourselves and we come before you and ask for your word to come forward. In Jesus' name. We just start regular life. Just you won't disrupt me at all. We got the offering basket up here. Just whenever you feel like you bring it. Okay. Yeah. Go for it. We all know the drills here. You see how the church can just operate by itself there? It's like a machine sometimes. Is there a water? I had a message prepared, and honestly, I don't know how on earth to deliver it whatsoever. So. So how many of us felt uncomfortable this morning? I want to be honest. Let's just be honest. I was a little bit uncomfortable myself. Thank you. But I want to address that discomfort. That is exactly what we're at war against. That's the flesh. It's weird when people talk about the flesh and all that, but this is reality. If we're here because we believe in the Bible, and you're a little bit put off by the flesh word, you should really dig into the Word, because there's a whole lot crazier things that go on in the Bible. And I'm not saying that because I'm some Bible scholar. I'm far from that. I really am. So we just went through a training with Terry Bennett. That's pretty much why. That's pretty much why I'm speaking this morning, because what the Lord did in me. Right before we were going on our trip, I was sitting. Lord, just tell me how to start. Where do you want me to start? I was sitting in a parking lot outside of Kellogg's, ready to go to work. And it's awesome. It's not awesome getting up at 5 in the morning and beginning to work at 6, but when it's dark out and in the east sky you can see Venus, it's like, I mean, it's huge in the sky. It's crazy. And then Jupiter's right below that. And I'm just looking up and I'm just like, man, I can't even grasp the reality that that's another planet out there. Like, I don't even know how to think about that. And all of a sudden I was like going through, all the things that I was reminded of, to repent of, and all this stuff. And it was like these stupid little things that have, I don't want to say a stronghold, but it was like, it's a day-to-day thing that I struggle with. And they're just little things, and I'm like, I can't even. And I really got a glimpse of how you're so patient with me. I'm missing it, I can get so arrogant about my relationship with the Lord. I can get so arrogant. I can talk to people like, oh yeah, I talk to the Lord. And God tried to shake his head like, you don't even know half of it. You turn me on like a faucet. I'm there when you need me. And what happened was, I couldn't even get it broken down because there was such a barrier there. Like I heard this humility, but the pride was so strong that it wouldn't even let me fully react to it. If that makes any sense. So the message, the mountains of many self-pity. Do anybody catch on to that? Me, myself, and I, yeah. Don't they seem so big sometimes? They are mountains. Getting over me, myself, and I. They really are. We trick ourselves. We all get to that point. I don't care how humble I ever get in a lifetime. If I ever say that I'm a humble person, it should be more like I'm a prideful person. God, destroy the pride in my heart. Let's start. Genesis 22:10. This is where Abraham is going to sacrifice his son. And Abraham picked up a knife to kill his son as a sacrifice. At that moment, the angel of the Lord called to him from heaven, "Abraham, Abraham." "Yes," Abraham replied, "here I am." "Don't lay a hand on the boy," the angel said. "Do not hurt him in any way, for now I know that you truly fear God. You have not withheld from me even your son, your only son." Kind of makes that flesh word seem not so bad anymore, right? He's going to kill his son. I mean, if we believe that this is really an accurate depiction, like if this is a recorded portion of history, then we have to look that Abraham was about to sacrifice his son. And what stands out to me there is how many of us get a word from the Lord and we run with it. Like, you're doing worship Sunday, and you run with it, and you make songs, and you do it however you see fit. What if Abraham had gotten those orders and just ran with it? I want you to go up and sacrifice your son. What if he would have just ran with it? Okay, God. Yeah, I hear from the Lord. I'm going to go do it. If he would have been continually before the Lord, continually listening, waiting on the Lord, he would have killed his son and been a murderer. It would no longer have been obedience to Christ. It would no longer have been a worthy sacrifice that he was asking Abraham for. That's the arrogancy that I felt when I was staring at the Venus. Like, it was just like, I get bits and pieces, and then I run with the rest of it, and I think, well, I'm doing God's will. And it's like, no, I'm just going to church. When we went to Tennessee, we were in meetings for 3 days. And it was morning to night, and we'd get home, and we'd talk about everything we learned, and it was just, our nights didn't get over until midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning. And it was all talk about God. It wasn't talk about Terry. I want to straighten that right now, because it wasn't anything to do with man. It had everything to do with the man, Jesus. But it broke so many walls. Like we would start our mornings and it would just be prayer. Just prayer. And everybody participated. Everybody was crying out to God, and it was just like, it was the most powerful thing I've seen in years. And it was just prayer. And I felt like, oh my God, I'm missing it. Once again, I'm not only arrogant with my relationship with God, I'm arrogant with my prayers. Because I'm not crying out to God. I'm not trusting Him with everything. I'm not trusting Him to guide me every single step of every day that I'm here. I go to work and I just do my job. I'm not asking Him, what is your will today, God? What part of my flesh do you want to break off today? Seriously. If I'm going through life and I don't experience the discomfort that I felt this morning, then I'm missing it. Seriously, I'm missing it. And I am missing it. Trust me. One night at the meeting, the Holy Spirit hit Tara, and it was in Isaiah 6, and she was just broken. I mean, I had never seen her like that before. And she was like, you don't have to be in here. She was just crying. She couldn't stop crying. I know, like, God broke her that night, and she just was like dumped on His love. And it was, she couldn't even bear it. Like, she couldn't even handle it. And it was the end of the night, and they had just broke her dinner. And I felt like, oh, I should go in there, you know. And I'm like, no, let's see, she's fine, you know. And I'm like, no, I want to go in there. I want to make sure everything's good. That's what I should do, you know. So I go in to this little room with couches, and she's like, what are you doing? And, you know, she gets embarrassed and she cries, and she's like, oh. And I'm like, no, you know, are you okay? And she's like, you don't have to be in here. And I knew she meant it. But deep down inside, I was like, no, I don't want to miss this. You know, I want to be here for this, you know? And so I just listened to her, and she was just filled, you know? She was just filled with the Holy Spirit. It was pouring out of her, pouring out of her, pouring out of her. And I'm sitting there, and I'm listening to this, and I'm just like, you know, this is good, this is good. And all the while, my flesh is like, look, you're hungry. You need to go eat. You're really hungry. You've been waiting for dinner. Let's go eat. She told you you could eat. Let's go. And I'm like, I'm getting this like urgency. Like, so I'm no longer comfortable. I'm uncomfortable. And it just keeps getting worse and worse. And then she'll start crying again. And I'm like, oh man, I thought she was going to start crying. We're going to eat. And I'm wrestling with this. And finally, I get up out of the couch and I'm like, kind of walking towards the door, like, okay, let's do this, you know? And she's still broken. And all of a sudden, I rose up on the inside, and I was like, no! I'm not going to go eat! I'm not going to do it! I'm not going to do it. No, I did. I yelled in my spirit. I yelled in my head. I was like, look, go sit on the couch! So I went and I sat on the couch, and I was like, stop it! I'm serious. I'm serious. That's what happened to me. And you know what happened the next day? I got sick. I got a fever, I got aches, and I got pains, and nothing will take it away. That is the most unusual thing that I've ever experienced, because I can take ibuprofen and it will deafen it, and it'll break my fever, and I'll fall asleep. No, it would not go away. So all day Saturday, I had to go through the meetings, like struggling. Like I was just like, no, I'm not sick, you know. This is fine. And then all of a sudden, I'm just like laying on the ground, like rolling around, you know, in the back of the meeting. And Tara even said, she looked at me and she was like, she felt like she should do something. And the Holy Spirit said, no, I'm doing the work now. And it was confirmation to me when she told me that, because I felt the Lord say the same thing. I'm doing the work in you. I rose up against my flesh, and I'm not talking about just some little thing. Like, it was rising up bad. I didn't even want to sit there while my wife was bawling uncontrollably because of the Holy Spirit. I mean, what is wrong with me? You know? Like, seriously? Because I'm hungry? Oh, the food's going to walk away. No, it was there. You know, we were fine, and I got past it. And it changed something in me, because it wasn't just the sickness, but because I didn't get sick right away, but I felt like I wasn't tormented. Like some tormenting had left. Something broke. And it was good. It's embarrassing. That's an embarrassing story to tell, but it's the truth. Because I'm hungry? Really? Because I'm hungry. I should be hungry for Him. You know, I should be uncomfortable when I can't get to Him. Food. Like I hadn't eaten enough that day, you know? One meal. Can't miss one meal. The next scripture is Isaiah 64. You know, the mountain is of me, myself, and I. if we're struggling with those mountains in our life, do we really understand the fear of God? And what that means? That was one of the first things in my walk that I really was like, what does that mean? He tells us not to have fear, but we should fear him. And I remember asking Pastor Dave, what? I'm confused, what does that mean? How can we have fear of God? And it was hard. It was hard to understand. But I get it. Sort of. I'm getting it. If we want to learn about the fear of God, Isaiah is a really good book to read, because I think you really have fear of the Lord. Isaiah 64, verse 1. Oh, that you would burst from the heavens and come down, how the mountains would quake in your presence. As fire causes wood to burn and water to boil, your coming would make the nations tremble. Then your enemies would learn the reason for your fame. When you came down long ago, you did awesome deeds beyond our highest expectations. And oh, how the mountains quaked. For since the world began, no ear has heard, and no eye has seen a God like you, who works for those who wait for him. You welcome those who gladly do good, who follow godly ways. For you have been very angry with us, for we are not godly. We are constant sinners. How can people like us be saved? We are all infected and impure with sin. When we display our righteous deeds, they are nothing but filthy rags. Like autumn leaves, we wither and fall, and our sins sweep us away like the wind. Yet no one calls on your name or pleads with you for mercy. Therefore you have turned away from us and turned us over to our sins. That really hit me in a weird way. No one calls on your name. I didn't realize how my prayers had changed. I didn't realize it until we prayed in the mornings, and we prayed no less than an hour. And one morning it felt like it was like an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes. And there was no music, there was nothing. It was just our voices. We were crying out to God. And God was moving. And in that moment I felt convicted, because I was like, man, I don't even know what worship is. First you tell me that I don't even know what truly walking with you is. And he tells me I don't even know what true prayer is. Now he's telling me I don't even know what true worship is. True worship happened that morning. I mean, if you think about worship, it's like dying to the flesh completely and just like exalting his name and Jesus. And just like, God, you're so beyond me. Like, I don't even know how to talk to you right now because I'm so clouded by this world. I'm so clouded by religion. It seems like religion is a sore subject in the church right now. Like there's this defensive thing that rises up in people like, wait a minute. God didn't create religion. God created us. And he told us how to make his church, but he didn't tell us how it should just be the same thing. It's like a machine. Like a washing machine. You throw in the dirty clothes and they come out clean. Hey, look at that. Hey, he sends the person to church, he comes out, and he's got a smile on his face until the next day. We have to understand that religion is not of God. Religion, this is what the Lord spoke to me. You know, we have a church right over here. I don't know anybody there. I don't know what is going on there at all. But we have the same God, don't we? Even Catholics have the same God. What are we doing? Maybe all these different denominations, man is getting in the way. Man is getting in the way from what Jesus meant. The church is the book of Acts. If we look at that as a reflection of what the church should look like, I don't know. I'm not gonna point fingers, but seriously, I'm there too. Like I teach you, Lord. I don't know. Like I'm used to what we've always done. You know, like I'm used to it. And I feel your presence every now and then, and I feel like, yeah, we're doing a good thing. But it's like when he showed me when I was sitting in the parking lot, I take advantage of my relationship with him. I can turn it on and turn it off when I want to, and that's not right. Am I really prepared for him to say, no, stop, don't sacrifice your son? The way I live, it feels like I would have missed that, you know? Like I would have just got direction. And they were like, all right, you created me, and I'm going to walk this out because you know me, and I would have missed it. Another thing God spoke to me in my imagination. And I've like prayed about this for a long time. I don't think I have quite a full understanding or revelation of what exactly our imagination is all about, but I feel like imagination has to do with me receiving orders, and then I just go because I can see the way it should end up. You know, like he gave me orders to kill my son, so I can see all the way through it. So I'm just like, all right, I see it, I get it. It happens to me at work. You know, you got a new apprentice, and you tell them, okay, go wire that up, and then you come back, and it's like, all, you know, you're just like, what? What did you do? You know, oh, I didn't know what to do here, so I just got it done there. And you're just like, why didn't you just come back and ask me? Like, ask me. If you don't know what to do, come ask me. The Lord is saying that. He's like, look, come ask me. Don't assume that you know everything. Come ask me. And if I don't answer you, it's for a good reason. The Lord's been dealing with me for the past, I don't know, whatever. He's been dealing with me, though, and he showed me, he's like, you know, we stamp blessing on everything that's good. But if it didn't feel good, then it's not blessing. If we don't understand that God's in every single thing, that should rise up some fear a little bit, like, oh, you know, he really is there. And I really can miss him in a split second. So anyways, Isaiah 6. And as I was reading this yesterday, I felt the Lord brought something to my mind that I hadn't taken into account before. Okay, Isaiah 6. It was in the year King Uzziah died that I saw the Lord. He was sitting on a lofty throne, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Attending him were mighty seraphim, each having 6 wings. With 2 wings they covered their face, with 2 they covered their feet, and with 2 they flew. They were calling out to each other, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of heaven's armies. The whole earth is filled with his glory." The whole earth is filled with his glory. Now think about this, okay? Let's put ourselves back in this day. I want you to picture Isaiah. He's not cruising around in his Cadillac, okay? He might have some sweet sandals, but there's still just a piece of leather on the bottom of his foot, okay? We have to bring ourselves, that there's like a full understanding here. You know, for us, we're just like, oh yeah, you know, train to go to the temple, and, you know, these angels, they had 6 wings, and they're covered and stuff. Like, we don't get it. Like, we've got TV, we've got all this stuff that's like, oh well, I can draw that, I can make a movie out of that tomorrow. This comes from a time where there wasn't anything like this. Like, there was no imagination, there was no thing that could twist your imagination. You could turn the TV on today and see something that you've never seen before, because it's somebody else's imagination, and they've made it happen. They brought it into vividness. Like, if he would have saw this back in the day, he would have made a program and showed it, but it wouldn't have had the same effect because it's in a sea of the same thing. It's like a grain of salt in the sea. Like, it just, there's nothing to it. But we're back in a day where there was nothing like that. There was nothing like that. It was just rocks and people and food that, you know, and they were guided by the Lord. And the Lord had vengeance, and there was, you know, natural disasters and stuff, but there was no technology. Why does that matter? Because if there was all that stuff, and he saw that this was a vision that came to Isaiah, if he would have saw this nowadays, it's just an imagination. It's not God, it's just imagination, like, oh, that's cool. Back then, it was like, what on earth am I seeing here? You know, like, it just came to him. Why? Because of his imagination. But we've turned that term upside down too. Oh, it's just your imagination. No, I think God gave us our imagination so that we could receive from him, because he's so beyond. He's so beyond. There's no doubt in my mind when I read that to you, you were picturing all this in your head. You were picturing an angel and the 6 wings and what it looked like to you. And it's going to look a little bit different to you than it is to me, but it's still the same thing. Okay? And then he records it exactly how he says it, because he's just like, this is crazy, man. The Lord is on a throne, and there's cherubim, and like, oh my God. Like, the fear of the Lord is just trembling in his bones, because he just saw something that's like, where did that come from? The Bible talks about, we're going to do greater things, and I've struggled with this, and like, how? What's greater than, you know, sticking your staff into the ground and the seas part? And it's like, you know what's greater is to have the ability to create whatever you want, imaginary pictures, videos, and all this stuff. You can do all this stuff. Now try to hear my voice over all that. Are you able to just shut all that stuff off just to hear my voice? I'm not trying to condemn people about TV and everything else, whatever. I'm just saying, are we really trying to see visions? Are we trying to hear the Lord? Or are we just going to miss him? Are we just going to be led astray, and we're just going to follow this big long line of Christians and be deceived? If we don't know the Lord, It can't be my revelation on anybody else. It's got to be your revelation. Which means you've got to get into this Word. I've got to get into the Word. I don't even know that much. And it can't end. Because it's in the church. The deception is in the church, okay? I'm just telling you, not this church particularly. But it's in the church. Why do you think there's all divisions? All these different denominations. It's a division. If all the churches in all the world got together and said, hey, let's get rid of all these bylaws and just seek His face, what would happen? But how could that happen? I mean, we look at it and we're just like, really? I don't know, that might be kind of tough, you know. Second Corinthians chapter 10. Verse 5. Well, I'm going to start with verse 3. We are human, but we don't wage war as humans do. We use God's mighty weapons, not worldly weapons, to knock down the strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments. How do we do that? It just says we wage war. But not as the world wages war. It's in the Spirit. It's in our prayers. Are we waging war when we pray? I wasn't. And I can say I wasn't because now I specifically try to wage war against this flesh. I try to wage war against this world. It's corrupting. I felt it like conformity coming back on me when we got back. It's spent a week just in His presence, you know. It's hard to give that up, to go back to making money and all this stuff. We destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing God. So it's not just in our own life, it's for the lives of others. We can pray against these obstacles that get in everybody's way. We capture their rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey Christ. And after you become fully obedient, we will punish everyone who remains disobedient. Basically, 2 Corinthians 10:5, it addresses the vain imaginations. Vain imaginations. That's basically taking the Word of God and twisting it with your imaginations. The enemy's, tactic to destroy the pure use of our imagination. And how does that get in? It gets in through, the gates in our life, the things that we don't, the strongholds, the things that make us proud and Acts 2. I'm going to read this out of the Amplified because I really like the way. Acts chapter 2, verse 41. So Peter just got done talking. I'll just start verse 48. Peter solemnly and earnestly witnessed, testified, and admonished, exhorted with much more continuous speaking, and warned, reproved, advised, and encouraged them, saying, "Be saved from this crooked, perverse, wicked, unjust generation." Therefore, those who accepted and welcomed his message were baptized, and there were added that day about 3,000 souls. And they steadfastly preserved, devoting themselves constantly to the instruction and fellowship of the apostles, to the breaking of bread, including the Lord's Supper and prayers. And a sense of awe, reverential fear, came upon every soul, and many wonders and signs were performed through the apostles, the special messengers. And all who believed, who adhered to and trusted in and relied on Jesus Christ, were united, and together they had everything in common. And they sold their possessions, both their land property and their movable goods, and distributed the price among all according as any had need. So basically, they got saved, they got baptized, and they sold everything. And they devoted their time not to the apostles, to the teachings of the apostles, which was what? Jesus Christ. They devoted themselves to the teachings. They sold everything. They were sold out. It was just like, whatever, I don't even care. I just want to know Jesus. I want to know this amazing Jesus. His spirit came upon them and they were changed. I've been changed, and thankfully God, He keeps doing it because I keep getting stuck in these ruts. And so then He'll hit me with the Spirit again, and it's like, wake up, man. Wake up. Your prayers are boring me, I'm falling asleep while you're praying. Yeah. And then reverential fear, I love that. A sense of awe, reverential fear. I mean, that's like Holy Spirit. I mean, when He hits you, it's just like, whoa. Like, oh my gosh. And then there's just one more scripture. 1 Peter 4. So then, since Christ suffered physical pain, you must arm yourselves with the same attitude He had, and be ready to suffer too. For if you have suffered physically for Christ, you have finished with sin. Wouldn't you kind of relate that to coming against the flood, that discomfort that you felt this morning? You're finished with sin. I was finished with it. The night that I was listening to Tara, I was finished. And I could feel it trying to creep back in and everything, but you won't spend the rest of your lives chasing your own desires, but you will be anxious to do the will of God. You've had enough in the past of the evil things that godless people enjoy, their immorality and lust, their feasting and drunkenness and wild parties, and their terrible worship of idols. Of course, your former friends are surprised when you no longer plunge into the flood of wild and destructive things that you do, so they slander you. But remember that they will have to face God, who stands ready to judge everyone, both the living and the dead. That is why the good news was preached to those who are now dead. So although they were destined to die like all people, they now live forever with God in the Spirit. In the Spirit, not in the flesh. So when I say kill this flesh, it's because I wanted to be living in the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? The end of the world is coming soon, therefore be earnest and disciplined in your prayers. Most important of all, continue to show deep love for each other, for love covers a multitude of sins. Cheerfully share your home with those who need a meal or a place to stay. God has given each of you a gift from his great variety of spiritual gifts. Use them well to serve one another. Do you have the gift of speaking, and speak as though God himself were speaking through you? Do you have the gift of helping others? Do it with all the strength and energy that God supplies. Then everything you do will bring glory to God through Jesus Christ. All glory and power to him forever and ever. Amen. My message this morning, the whole idea, the whole inspiration behind it was to wake up. Me included. I'm not above, not pointing a finger at anybody saying you need to wake up. God's saying wake up. He really is. Be aware of the mountains of me, myself, and I. If we don't even know what I'm talking about, well, we need to start looking at what I desire above what he desires. Something told me that I needed to be in the room with Eric, okay? But there was also something that was telling me, you need to go eat. But I chose to go with the Spirit because I knew it was God. And I chose to wage war on this flesh. I need to get used to doing that. Because this flesh is just going to hold me back. It's going to persuade me to do things aside from the will of God. And we need to redefine amazing, what amazing is. I had this idea of bringing a radio in and just turning it on. Radio's been around since before I was ever created, but if you think about it, that's pretty amazing. It's a radio, but we all just it's a radio. But do you realize that there's an invisible frequency just constantly throughout the air? And then we turn this little knob and it's up, picks it up, and it translates it into music or talking or whatever it is. But that's just, it's just that's not really. So then we're crying out to God, I want miracles! You're surrounded by miracles. Open your eyes. I could go on and on about the miracles that I experienced, that we all experienced on our drive to and from Tennessee. It was the whole thing. We were supposed to take a minivan, the rental car company screwed up, and it was a horrible ordeal. It wasn't enjoyable at all, but we ended up with a sweet Suburban, it vibrated to see if you got too close to the sidelines. It was what is that? That's amazing, whoa! How does the car know that the line is right there? What does it know? Does it know what I'm thinking right now? This is crazy, It's a vehicle. It's just wheels going down the road and getting from point A to point B. And it's telling you when I'm getting too close to the line. Open your eyes, maybe, Oh. But that was one thing. And it was cheaper than the minivan is going to be. That's amazing. This is amazing. But see, if we don't exercise our faith, amazing is just going to be a story you hear from other people. And that's what the Lord spoke to me. I don't like it when people get up and start talking about, miracles and stuff that they've seen. It's like, that's great, but I want to see it. I want to experience it not because I want to be wowed by the God that created me. I just want to know, I just want to see it. I believe it, but I don't see it. And it's frustrating to me, And maybe it's wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong for even saying anything. But all I know is that I will share one thing that happened, but otherwise the rest, you'll probably hear secondhand or something. But we were driving. We were driving home, and I was sick. I was actually feeling a little bit better at this time, but there was this guy. There was this truck, and it was dark. Okay, it was all taillights and everything. And this guy was driving in front of us, in the lane next to us, where he was a little bit ahead. And all of a sudden, he was swerving. We were like, oh, that guy's falling asleep or drunk or something. And so, Pastor Pat was driving, and she backed off. And then Tara started praying. And I can't remember what she prayed, but she prayed. And it was a warfare. She waged war, okay? And all of a sudden, he straightened out and he started passing people. And so we were keeping him in our sights because we're we weren't glad that he was starting to go through cars. We were he's going to hit somebody and it's going to cause this huge thing. And so, after she prayed, we were just watching it to see what would happen. And so he gets up ahead of this vehicle and we're just cruising. And all of a sudden, probably 10 minutes later, Tara's like, where's that truck at? And I'm like, it's right in front of that thing up there. So then we speed up, and we're on the interstate, so there's only exits. There's only exits. He can't go anywhere else, okay? So we speed up, and we get up, caught back up with him. The truck is gone. It's gone. And immediately, my mind was oh, yeah, we must have missed him or something. And I'm like, no. I was watching the road, okay? I know what happened, and it disappeared. And then, see, the Lord was see, that's what's wrong with us. We reason everything. There's an explanation for everything, and it's because of these movies, and we're always trying to figure out movies, right? You watch a movie, and it's these special effects, let's just catch it, or whatever, We're reasoning with things, and it's no, man. I got that truck out of your road. Now, if you're going to give me some credit here, you know what I'm saying? God, he's crying out wake up! It was funny, one of the things that Terry said, he was I'm casting out demons, and then the Holy Spirit says, quit calling me a demon! And he was you think I'm talking about years ago? This was last week! And it was funny because can we attest that I can say, I'm casting out demons and, it's the Lord the whole time, because we're so heated on, it's good, blessing's good, no, not all the time. I've got a lot of work ahead of me. That's what it boils down to. My trip opened my spiritual eyes wider than they've ever been. And now I see everything different. I'm questioning everything that I'm involved with right now just because of the fact that I don't know if the Lord really led me into that or not, or if He did lead me into it, am I letting Him lead me every step of that way? And it's I just want to operate in faith. Because that whole trip we operated in faith. And there was crazy stuff that happened. It was from beginning to end. And I challenge everybody to live in faith, Do something that requires your faith to activate it, and then use it. And anything that's twisting your mind into these, seeing things and not really being wowed by the Holy Spirit moving because you were more wowed on the program you watched on TV last night. There's an issue with that. I just close this in prayer. God, we just thank you for whatever you did this morning. I thank you for breaking down walls. for casting out things that didn't belong here or in us or on the stage. God, I pray that your true church will be birthed in each of us. That we would begin to see things truly through your eyes and your will. Don't let us be swayed by man or by religion. God, we just want you. I don't want this to just be my words right now. I don't want every Sunday to just be run-of-the-mill religion. I want it to be God guiding and directing, showing us, revealing to us who he is. God, we just seek you. We just want you. And God, you have got freedom in this place. You can move however you want to move in this place. Just move it. Break us down. Break us out of this mold. Break us out of this mindset that places you in it instead of you placing us in it. God, we humble ourselves. God, I pray that you would touch every person in this place and touch their prayer life, touch their worship, touch their minds. Every stronghold of the enemy has no place in our minds. I break them down in Jesus' name. We give way for your flow through us, that we could just be vessels, God. And that we would wake up and just wake up to you. And Father, we just thank you for your Holy Spirit. We thank you that he comes and he ministers to us. We thank you for the ability to be able to share a relationship with him. That he can move on this earth because we let him. Because we open ourselves up to God move through us. That it's not my will. It's not anything that I can do with my own hands. It's your hands through me. It's your will through me. So just get this flesh out of the way. Get my selfish desires, get the mountains of me, myself, and I out of the way, God. Humble us, God. In Jesus' name, amen.
When Pastor Troy said something about he was talking about the bylaws and how, like we just need to let those things go and worship God, like pray in the room. I felt something rise up in the room, and so I'm just going to read the scripture and then share what the Lord spoke to me. It's actually 2 Corinthians 10, 4 and 5, because I thought he said 2 Corinthians 10, 5, but he actually said 2 Corinthians 5:10. So that was the Lord taking me there. And it says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God for pulling down strongholds, casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ." And I just want to say right now that although what I heard was, I don't know if it was a thought or a spirit speaking, I don't know. But what I heard was, but there has to be order. That's what I heard. And God said, no, it's my order. I'm the one that has order. I'm the one that's in charge. And he is in charge. That's how it was intended to be. The Israelites made a mistake, and we have accepted it for future generations when they said, we want a king. We want someone physically in front of us to lead us. And God is saying, no, I want to lead you. I am the one that was established, because he was before anything. He's outside of time, and he's in charge. So I just want to speak to that. God, we just declare that you are in charge, Father. We cast down anything that would rise up against you right now, any thought of our own, any desire that we have, we cast it down in the name of Jesus, and we declare that you are in charge, God. You are in charge, God. We just say that, Father. You are in charge, God. Not any man, not any person in this room or outside of this room in the world. You are in charge, God, and we give you the honor, the glory, and the power in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Good word. Very good word. Thank you, Lord. Father, we thank you for the word that was brought forth. We thank you for your presence. We thank you for change. And Lord, you, nobody can bring order like you can. So may your order be our order. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you. The Lord be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. I love that song. I love that song. That's the song I used to pray to before service every single Sunday. That one, and then there's one other one as well. And I haven't heard that for so long. God, Father. Amen. Lord bless you, keep the Lord make his face shine upon you. Lord be gracious to you, lift up his countenance upon you, and give you peace. In Jesus' name, as you walk out of the doors, remember, you're now into your mission field. You didn't know him, but you want someone to tell you. God bless you. Have a great week. Great job, too, Pastor. Thank you.